How, like, so everybody that came over on the Mayflower was either a thief, a crook, or criminal, or...
Yeah, criminal of some sort. Murderers, rapists, thieves.
Really?
Yep. That shit made me think about it.
My dad said that, okay, so my dad said that my grandma's name was Della Cooper on one side and Alice Rose Gregg on the other side. So Greg Richardson Smith, whatever. I'm not gonna go over it again. I have to do it. I do that every time. I'm like, all right, fall in line, and I just start with the repeat. But Humility Cooper came over on the Mayflower. She was 1.5 years old, and she was in the custody of Edward Tilley and Ange, like Agnes Tilley, which was her aunt and uncle. But her dad was her dad was Robert
Tilley.
No, Robert something. Robert something. But she came from Holland, Netherlands.
Only Tilly I knew was that girl that played poker, Jennifer Tilly, actress.
Yeah.
Only Tilly I ever heard it. I mean, I've heard her name a few times, but I don't remember if it had a face put to it.
That was crazy because then her aunt and uncle died on the way, and they said that they sent her back to England. They just sent her back, 1.5 years old, just sent her back, you know what I'm saying? And then her death was unknown and whatever. Yeah, really. But then
Somebody
I did
probably killed them people and fucking
and stole something.
Maybe
stole like the throne. I'm not kidding. Holland, England, like it was and the father was Robert, and
You come in, you're gonna be hearing that sizzle. That's how you know we always have fresh food.
It's crazy, England. But then it's like, what year did? Because that was like 16 something, and it's like, what year did Britain and all that? Oh, I should have looked that up, huh? William Bradford?
Yeah, he came over on the Mayflower.
Of Massachusetts. Okay, hold on. Where's my pen? I always do this. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. William Bradford. I think I've seen that before.
He was the first governor of Massachusetts.
Like ever?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's interesting. I believe though.
Yeah. Well, he was first. There wasn't a governorship back then. It was because it was for government. Was said, you know, they made their government. They people on the Mayflower made the government. You know what I mean? They won adopted
the people on the Mayflower that came over?
Yeah, they're the ones that, well, I don't know if they adopted all the laws, but they're the ones that formed some sort of a government.
For the whole America.
That was them, you know what I mean? I don't know how many on the Mayflower, but 100, 200, 500, whatever, 50. They had to have some sort of government, but he was the first governor. Something like that is what I was told.
Interesting. But then, what about gosh, what is it? The Jews and the because we watched that channel, the commercial.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with.
Careful with that.
That has nothing to do with that.
No, but is that even real though? It makes me think about that.
Well,
because I mean,
it did go through the Holocaust. Fucking Hitler, he put him through hell. Hitler killed all Jews.
Yeah, but was the Holocaust shit real?
He locked them up in concentration. The Holocaust, yeah.
I don't really feel like it is.
Well,
because they're begging for money right now. Remember we had that conversation?
They do that anyways, but it's down in history. It was real. Like they got robbed, and I mean they took all their property, all their gold, anything they had of value. They took it and put them in concentration camps and worked them to death and beat them to death. That's what they did to the Jews. That's what Hitler did to the Jews. Well, actually, Von something, his right-hand man, not Hitler himself, but his right-hand man's one that did all the shit. But Hitler's one that told him to do it. Von something. That was.
It's interesting. Because I was remember just the other day, I read something about Vaughn. And I was like, hey, my baby daddy's real name was Vaughn Smith. And he had 2 birth certificates. We had 2 social security cards, when he was little. He had two
Rudolf
identities.
Hexler or something like that, maybe.
Heschler?
Rudolf Hexler or something like that. That was the guy's name. Blonde did something with another dude in the army that run another branch of the SS, which is a secret society or something. That's what it's for doing. I don't know what Hitler called it for. Yeah, he wanted to make a pure breed, blonde-headed, blue eyes. Everybody. This motherfucker had brown ears and brown eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm blonde hair. My daughter's got blue eyes.
But he thought the males and women both had to be blonde hair and blue eyes. That's what he was shooting. That's what he was striving for. Hitler was.
So the Germans they like that.
Hitler liked that.
Like they like the blonde hair, blue eyes.
Hitler liked it.
So they kill. Oh, so Jews, meaning the Jews aren't
Hitler thought he was inbred if he wasn't.
So Jews are not from Germany.
Jews are from Jerusalem.
Yeah, from Israel.
Yeah, same thing.
There's no dumb questions with me. You know what I'm saying? No dumb questions. That's stupid. Because without asking questions, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? So when I sit there and ask questions and people talk, no, I'm like, well, you know, how do I this is how I learn. You know?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind.
Wow, so maybe the whole, I don't know. There's something about it, though. I feel like there's something about it.
That one.
I really do.
This was the beat note. You can see the taping on the very last thing there. So I'm going to say anywhere from
I'm a stuffed pig.
1650 to 1800.
Why would you say that?
Dating back as early as the mid 1600s.
Because stuffed pig shit. I mean, that's how I explain it. I like the way I say it. Actually. Look at my face. Remember the faces on the news? And they were like distorted and we're like, that wasn't funny. But here we go. Like a Western gun drugs. I gave you my gun. Instead I'm going in this one raw. Yeah. Even if it's just between us two. Me against the world. I guess I could do that too. If I have to. And if I have no other choice, then I guess I gotta give it my best shot. Hit me with your best shot. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to trigger you. I used to do that, you know, because I had a dream about getting shot in the back, literally. And I triggered people, you know, over the course of months. Not a whole lot, and I didn't say anything mean, but I was like, you know, I'm not going to press any charges. You know, it's testing the spirit because, you know, if something happens, someone drops, and then because of satellite, whatever the hell, I mean, for real, because all of our talk, I mean, we're all sick. It's a silent kind of sickness, and COVID is a silent sickness. It'll make you go mentally ill before you even die, and not mentally ill like, I mean, I guess depending, but it swells your prefrontal cortex of your brain, and so that causes anxiety, lack of focus, lack of concentration. You're lymphatic, you know, stagnation. So there's a whole lot to it, dude. Your memory, your anxiety, you know, your brain. So then the zombie, right? Apocalypse, mockery, not funny, right? But mentally ill, as in, I don't like the mental illness. It's okay, you know, and announce yourself to be ill, you know, mentally ill. You know, the Smith and Carter family really pushed that, along with religion or Christianity and stuff, like the Bible, you know, because of the whole rich thing or whatever. I do feel, you know, so that way the working a system, so that way you have more control, but that's spending willpower, right?
Somewhat.
How do you feel about all that?
I have really no opinion.
I want to stop any.
I don't think